Let's see if the stream is working. Oh, let's check X stream first. Hope everyone had a great FOMC day. I didn't do shit for FOMC. All right, live stream's working on X. And let's check the YouTube side real quick. Let me send the link out in Discord as well. I'll do a quick session here, getting a little bit of a late start. All right, we're live on YouTube as well. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Pre-Bell Breakdown, episode 3. We are having a little bit of a dumpy pre-market right here. Coming back down near the FOMC lows on SPY and QQQ. Previous low days around 630 on QQQ. SPY is going to be around 683-ish. So about $1 and some change away from both of those. So a little dumpy here going into the open. Let me go check over here. All right. And what the heck is going on with Discord? There we go. All right, link set out. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Anything specific you guys are watching here, throw it over here in the chat. Good morning, sir. I have one. I finished chatting about your thoughts on UNH. I would position it opposed to holding through this. Good morning. Good morning. Holding through this as in like this pullback here. I mean, also depends. Like, are you talking about like shares or equity? Are you talking about call options? If you're talking about call options, are you talking about weeklies? Are you talking about monthlies? Are you talking about January 2026 contracts, January 2027 contracts? Gonna need a little bit more to the story there. UNH is coming down to an area of support near 350. I really do like this area right here for potential little bouncy. Little bouncy. Probably just extend that trend line over here. I like it. I like it there for the bounce. I mean, as of right now, from my thoughts on UNH, looking good for potential longs down here off this 350 area. Daily yesterday, very last 2 days, very bearish. Hit the 200 right up here, and then just got the continuation down the next day. Now we're testing that zone and that trend line. Right now, currently in a squeeze that is moving to the downside. Has not flipped bearish, but the MACD has been bearish since Friday, October 10th. So even though on this base right here that it held, and then this pop up and the rejection, MACD had been bearish that whole time. But looking at the chart right here, yeah, I mean, you see buyers step in, sweep kind of this area near this 350. Just the reward looks pretty good. Potential longs 350, risking, maybe few bucks, 346, 345, and then big if it bounces right here, big target upside back to 360. So, risk $5 downside for $10 upside. Not bad. Really just depends more on. Oh, you're in shares. Um, so I sold a lot of equity up here on the gap fill here, and then I covered a few more here, and I am long from this base here. My average is 294 right there. So personally, I have an average of UNH right down here at 294. We'll see the daily gap fill. It was right there. So once it broke above right here, I was like, sweet, we're doing good. Pull back down a little bit, went back up, and eventually, we filled the gap. So up here and up here, I had a really, really heavy position of leaps that I bought down here whenever I entered into my shares. So I sold a decent amount of my equity up here, and I still do have some left. I only have, I think, I can pull it up. I think I only have like maybe 8 grand left. Let me see. Yep, only have $8,000 of this position left. So, um, I've sold majority of all of the 2027 leaps because they already went berserk from catching this move here all the way up to here. Got really, really good gains on the leaps and now just have runners. And then for equity, I had a very, very large position and I sold majority up there. So personally, for long term for the equity, I mean, if you're still holding. I don't know exactly where you got in at for UNH and exactly what you're looking at for potential targets upside. But for me, um, I mean, you had the daily gap fill right here, and it has filled it, and it is rejecting it perfectly so far. So again, I don't know if you've sold any equity along the way, where exactly what is your average and what you're looking for the stock to go to. But for me, I bought down here and I sold a big portion of it right up there. And I still do have some position right now, obviously still at the average of 294. And I plan on holding that until otherwise. So just kind of my opinion. JOBY, yeah, it's not bad. JOBY is not a bad one. So let's go look at some craziness. So SPY coming down here, 683.36 down to 682.50. After that, we're actually just going to mark, this spot right here in green. And then underneath green, you have gap fill down to here. So let's drag this over. So let's drag both of these zones over. Right there. So currently looking at SPY this morning, you have your support right down here. All right. Underneath that support, you do have a gap to fill from the overnight session from Friday, October 24th, into Monday's session this past Monday. Okay, down to here. So, not saying SPY, if it loses this support, is instantly going to fill this gap. But it's definitely something to take note of that this is support over here on SPY, and there is a gap to fill right underneath of it. So Could be an accelerated gap, could be a slow grind gap. It could be accept into the gap, go about halfway, pop back up, reject, who knows, and then fill the gap, rest of the gap tomorrow. We would have to wait for just more time, more data, more price action. But as of right now, getting down closer near to that 683 area, down to 682 on SPY, you do have that support. Underneath 682, you do have that gap to fill down closer to 677. So absolutely continue to keep that on watch. Let me pull this up real quick. And let's go check my BABA. I am short BABA. Min put swings on the BABAs. And so far, looking good. Looking good. If you're in the premium Discord, you probably got a hell of a little bit better entry than me, or average overall so far. But Baba is looking good for a continuation downside, looking for that move down closer to 170, 168, and then 165, underneath 173. So covered this the other day. We are coming down closer to that 173 area right here. And mark my 170 right there. So Baba is looking good for the downside as of right now. Let me go ahead and send this over in the premium Discord. Come on, there it is. Break 173 today, Bob. Give me 170. So I can get paid on these puts. So currently short Baba in some puts and some put swings. I sent a tweet out the other day showing some flow. And then I believe I'll also send a post out the chart later on with Baba. But I was like, anyone want short Baba here? Anyone think about going short Baba? Well, lo and behold, I end up going short Baba, just with some puts. So we'll see. Want to see this 173 area right here, where it's getting this little green candle. This area right here, I want to see that getting taken out and get the move down to 170. So see if that happens sooner rather than later on Baba. NVIDIA, I would like to see higher on NVIDIA. Looks like it was consolidating right here for a little bit of time, and it just broke through that. It's coming back down to this area right here. Break it down to 15 minute. There you are. So would like to see this potential low, this little green zone you see right here that I just now marked and covered up with the yellow lines for the levels. We'd like to see this area hold right here. If it doesn't, should be a quick move down to 200 psych level and then see what happens at 200 psych. But as of right now, going into market open, would like to see this area right here of 203.20, the 202.20 area hold on NVIDIA, get the move back up here to 205 and then 207, and then previous highs are up here just above 210 going up to 212. Tessie is retesting FOMC lows as well right now, coming into the support down near what's the previous day low? 452.65. So Tessie not looking the best. If Tesla gets a move down and they sweep underneath 450 and go down even, say a dollar, slightly under a dollar, a few cents, close down to 449, that can be a really, really good SR flip spot near that 450, 449 area right here on the Teslas. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that zone. I'm actually going to go ahead and put an alert at 450 right there. So now if Tesla sells off and it hits the zone, it hits that 450 area, I'm going to be looking for potential longs going into the day. I know there was some earnings yesterday. Meta had earnings. Meta got smoked. Dang, Meta, what are you doing? Meta sub 680 right now. Could see back down to, 660s. Not looking good for Meta. Microsoft, um, little drop, pop, and chop so far. So doesn't look too good for Microsoft, but it looks a hell of a lot better than Meta does. Just drop, drop, pop, and just kind of whatever. Microsoft's at 527 after being at 540 yesterday. It's literally at like just underneath. It filled the gap first of all, but right there from last Friday to Monday morning, it's right there in the middle of that area. So it's coming back up to previous Wednesday, Thursday, Friday highs from last week and kind of just chilling right above it. So nothing significant there. Google, on the other hand, big pumpy on the Google. I would expect some profit taking and a little bit of retracement on the Google. You do have a little bit of bearish divergence right now on the RSI. MACD is in a 15-minute squeeze that is moving to the downside. That has not flipped bearish yet, but it is moving to the downside. The other two are already bearish during this time on Google. It does kind of seem like it is topping out, potentially making uh, this wedge right here. So if you do see the pullback right here, you could see that potential move down on the Googles if this ends up breaking down and you see some profit taking there at the open. So watch that on the Google. If you swung Google calls, then a great job. What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? Apple looking fairly decent. Um, Apple's above previous day high. Nothing, nothing bad to say about Apple right here. It's also in a 15-minute squeeze. RSI just bounced off 50. MACD is bearish. Squeeze was bearish and it's trying to curl to the upside. That's actually a pretty good sign. If you see a pop back up over like 272.40, 272.50 on Apple, and this 15 minutes starts to cross bullish, that MACD is also going to flip while the RSI is already bouncing. Then you're going to have one, two, three things that are now bullish. You'll see that 15-minute squeeze fire potentially go take out and make those new highs. If it continues to reject here, like right here, right now, 272 area for a lower high or rejecting equal high near that 272 50 area, then you can see potential choppy price action until the squeeze ends up firing and then seeing where price action is kind of lining up, if it's going to break through that high or if it's going to flip bearish and stay bearish and then fire downside, make a move back down underneath 270 cycle. As of right now, 15-minute does look pretty good for upside on the Apple. AMD back at FOMC lows, testing the little green box area of support right here. So AMD continues to hold above 257, 258.50. It's going to be just this area right here. Looking good. Get back above 260 cycle level. Can start getting a move back up here closer to 263, 265, and then 267. Is in a 1 hour squeeze. That's saying downside as of right now. Yeah, look at the RSI right here. Look at your MACD right here, and now the squeeze moving downside, even though it was trying to hold and go upside right here. not looking good for the AM Dizzles right there. So you'll see this area of support right around here, right? And if that area gets taken out, then you can potentially see that move down on AMD. So AMD not looking too hot. It is retesting area of support. You want to see if buyers are going to step in and hold this area, get a nice reversal, and pop back up here at least to retest. Maybe back up to 260, 261. But as of right now, you do kind of have that big red candle for that break of structure. And then if you hit these highs right here for these lower highs, I mean, it's kind of looking like she just wants to go ahead and, drop it low, girl. So, um, watch to see if overall, this area kind of right here, that little yellow zone ends up breaking. If it does, get a move back down to 255 and then eventually 250 level on the AMDs. Essentially that right there. So if it continues to reject and stay underneath this area, if it ends up taking out that zone, boom, boom, boom. Essentially that. So keep that on watch. Someone said China getting destroyed. How are the other names looking? How's your PDD stock looking? A little bit lower move down. JD, JD underneath. Did JD fill the gap? JD, it looks like JD just filled the overnight gap from the weekend from Friday into Monday. Very nice. Baba holding 173. Yeah, perfectly so far. Holding that 173, just chilling right above it. So go look at IWM real quick. IWM sitting right here in the green zone from previous day low. So if it ends up breaking that, going to move down to 243. If IWM can get a break back above 247, I think that can be a good sign to start getting a move back up. But until then, it's not looking good on the IWMs here. So if it ends up breaking underneath previous day low, I'm probably going to end up seeing that move down to 243.50, 240, 243. Market's looking weak. Market is looking weak for sure. That looks like a lowercase h right there if I've ever seen one. Look at that. Look at that lowercase h. Woohoo! And then once this floor right here gives, and it's just straight down. So not looking good for the IWMs. I didn't do nothing different on the quality. I'm still using the same setup. So I don't know why it looks different on your end and better quality, but hey, I'm glad that it does. Let's go. That's fantastic. Good morning, by the way. So IWM not looking good. I'm actually going to set an alert right down here just underneath like 244.7. If that ends up triggering, um, then potentially get that move downside. I'm going to set an alert for upside around 247. If it starts to pushing up there, look for potential, obviously, sellers to begin with, because this is an area back testing of resistance. But if it starts to break and base above that area, market looks strong, then obviously going to be looking for a potential move up. But as of right now, things are still looking weak and moving to the downside. So let's see what post FOMC. Yeah, remember it's post FOMC as well, and post earnings as well on some big tech names. And I think we're going to have, if I'm not mistaken, we have some more earnings that are about to come out today. We have what? Amazon, Apple, Coin, MSTR, Twilio, RKT, WDC, FSLR, Net, Roku, and Reddit, if I didn't already say Reddit. That's a lot. the main ones, obviously, I believe that most people are going to be watching. You have your other smaller ones like your DC, your Twilios and FSLR and Roku's. I think the main four are going to be Coin, MSTR, and then Apple and Amazon. Um, so again, we just had FOMC yesterday, right? And so now we're post after FOMC, then we had earnings for, your Googles, your Metas, your Microsofts, and now it's post FOMC. You have Trump headlines and tweets coming out with everything that's going on with China. And now post FOMC, we're also going to have earnings on Coin, MSTR, Apple, and Amazon. Not the best trading conditions, in my opinion. So the last 2 days, well, not the last, well, today, we'll see. But today and yesterday, not the best two trading days, in my opinion, that we're going to have for the best price action. Monday and Tuesday were fantastic. Luckily, I was able to lock in some decent profits on UPST, not UPST, UPS and Qualcomm, ticker QCOM, but I was able to make decent gains the first 2 days of the week, and then yesterday just had a lot going on. It was FOMC, so kind of took the day off and didn't really look at too many charts. Not expecting to do too much today, except manage positions that I'm already currently in. There's a lot of drawdown on most of my swings because they are calls, and obviously FOMC over here. But then I do have some put positions that I'm currently in, like the Babas and some other things, and looking at some other ones to get into today. But I mean, not the best trading conditions I think we're gonna have today, yesterday. We'll see what tomorrow gives as well. But again, luckily was able to lock in a good cushion Monday and Tuesday to kind of sit back and let the market kind of, work itself out with all this craziness going on. But no matter what, we're gonna capitalize on the moves upside, moves downside, and come out green in the end, and that's all that matters. So. All right. Well, it's past my time here. Watch those areas right here on SPY, QQQ, and IWM. Remember, SPY does have that support right here. Underneath that support, you have a big gap to fill from that over the weekend gap. So we'll see what happens there. Keep an eye on your China names, like your Babas. And then don't forget about Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, a few of those that we set these alerts for so far on the charts this morning. But also don't rush into any positions today. Kind of sit back, relax, let the trade come to you. Again, probably not going to be the best trading conditions, but we'll take what the market can give us. If anything, sometimes the best trade is no trade. So other than that, that's it for me, guys. Appreciate you all. I'm going to move this live stream over to the premium Discord side for the live streaming and live trading session for the day. I will be a speaker on the Wolf X trading spaces as well. So I'm going to migrate over there as well. Wolf Jordan actually just, or Ev just sent me the link to go join that. So going to be a speaker on X and then be over here live streaming, live trading in the Discord. Hope everyone has a great rest of your trading day post FOMC. If you would like to come hang out at any point in time within the Casey Trades Premium Discord, there should be a link right there up on the screen now. You can get yourself a 7-day free trial. Come hang out and see if it's a place for you. Yes, I do live stream, live trade every single day in front of hundreds and hundreds, sometimes thousands of people within the Discord. And it is not only myself trading in here. I am the only person that live streams and live trade, but I do have other trade alert analyst for day trades, swing trades, options, and futures trading. We have an amazing team over here. So you can come hang out for 7 days free, see if it's the place for you. If it is, then make sure whenever you do sign up for the monthly, if you do the monthly, use code KCT50. It discounts down that monthly from $69 to $50 flat forever. Every single month reoccurring. So if you decide to stay, you can get locked in at that rate. So make sure you put that code in there for the monthly. Again, it's KCT50. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and move this live stream over to the Discord.